Good morning, all you folks out there in YouTube land. Thrash Pondo here, and I'm going to try to do this without my glasses today. I'm really trying to avoid the glare so you can see my beautiful eyes. But anyway, as promised, I have a new channel update just to let you guys know what's going on in this wonderful channel that is Thrash Pondos. Well, for starters, I do have more content coming down the pike. That's Captain Pike to you Trekkies out there. And it's probably I had a request from a friend of the channel, John Doe's, to do more work on vintage cartoons, of which I am an expert. Mostly 60s, 70s, and 80s. Might be some wiggle room on either way. But yes, you'll be seeing posts on vintage cartoons in the not too distant future. I also want to do some more of my dig deep dives. Movies that literally no one has heard of besides me. I'm sure you all know the story of Pinocchio in outer space, which for years I thought was a fever dream because literally, not figuratively, literally, no one I had ever spoken to had even heard of it, let alone seen it. So I actually gaslit myself. But yes, there are movies out there so obscure that even other film buffs aren't real familiar with them. And those are always fun. They're fun to get and they're fun to give. So I'm going to start with giving them. And if you guys have really obscure films you want me to take a look at, I'm willing to listen to that as well. Of course, big news is I'm going to be joining Kevin and DJ Anubis on Kevin's channel, The Entertainment Headquarters, sometime in May. We're going to be filming on the 17th. It's going to be a retrospect on the new Shogun reboot, which I'm gonna not try to give the game away, but just I absolutely love with. And while, as you all know, I was a huge fan of the initial Richard Chamberlain to Shiro Mifune work from when I was much younger, I find this one to actually be superior in many ways, and more about that later. And of course, I'm sure a lot of you know the big news. Our good friend Ian at Retro Serial is back, and hopefully he and I will have more stuff down the proverbial pike. Pardon moi. Good news is we've had the first really nice day on Cape Cod since 2023. Bad news is the allergies are in bloom, and all that rain in the back that has created the duck pond in my backyard. Anyway, the allergen count, the pollen count is through the proverbial roof. So if I go into a hacking mode, please forgive. But while I'm with you folks, I want to share something else, by the way. I was watching our good friend Corey at Corey's Comedy Channel, and he, of course, was doing many mega shoutouts. And it occurred to me, I can't do enough to spotlight my co-creators, my friends at channels, the people who've helped me out a lot. And I was actually compiling a list. And when I started to exceed 30 names and still was terrified that I'd forget someone, I decided I had to have some kind of format, and basically Tori has given me the idea. I'm going to do top 10 lists on all my friends at channels. It's going to be my way of shouting out to all you folks, and I'm getting some nasty message here before I do this. Let's just see here. Oh, again, I keep getting these like requests to download stuff I don't want to download, but enough of that. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I can't shout out everybody. It would take me all day. But each time I do one of these posts, I'm going to do a top 10 list of friends of channels, people with their own content channel, people who've been a huge help to me, um, and people that I'd like to introduce you guys to. And I'm going to do a different 10 each time. So if I don't mention you this time, that doesn't mean I forgot about you. It just means I hit my quota. Yeah, see what I did there? See what I did there? I'm going to try not to repeat, but if someone does something that I feel merits a re shout out, I will shout out to re. But anyway, I'm going to give today's list of Thrash's friends, Pondo's peoples, Pons's pawns, and as always, in no particular order. And number 10 is Oh, you guessed it. Corey from Corey's Comedy Channel. This guy is absolutely amazing. He's a comedian. He's also a magician. And I always found the blend of magic and comedy to be amazingly entertaining. Thought about doing it when I was in my youth. Now, while my comedy, believe it or not, has improved over the decades, magic has never been my forte. I have the eye-hand coordination of Helen Keller, so I have to stick to dad jokes. But he does some amazing comedy. He's done a series of amazing skits, which he all does himself. But you'd think there was a cast of thousands, conspiracy buff type creations that are just amazing. And if you go back, he even did some magic tricks. So it's a thoroughly entertaining channel. He's a thoroughly entertaining person, an all around good guy mensch. Please check out Corey at Corey's Comedy Channel. Moving on to number 9, Gonzo.20. Gonzo, I've been a fan of his actually through incarnations of his channel. Again, great humor. He does these short animated vignettes that reminded me of something you might have seen on Liquid Television back in the day. Got a great cast of characters, some recurring, some new. Just really funny stuff. He also, and I'm hoping they're still available. If they're not, I'm more than understand. For a while, he was doing epic fail videos, which I must confess are a guilty pleasure of mine. So if he's got those on there, please check those out too. But anyway, our good friend Gonzo 2.0, continue the amazing work, my friend. Moving on to number 8, Atomic Snack Bar. Atomic Snack Bar, well, he's like me. He's a mega fan of vintage sci-fi, horror sci-fi preferred, and does these amazing, thorough retrospects on these long forgotten cult classics. And I love his gimmick. He does this sort of uh beatnik 60s lounge lizard type with the martini and stuff. It's a great shtick. And his retrospects are again very thorough and very entertaining, and that's tricky. When you start really cramming in the information, you run the risk of getting dry and pedantic. So the fact that he can keep it entertaining the whole way through is just amazing. So if you haven't checked out Atomic Snack Bar, please do so and keep up the great content. Moving on to number 7, Eric from the Unapologetic Geek. He is the master. Now, and I'm not just saying that because I've been a guest on his channel on many occasions. But he just did a retrospect on the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is one of the most entertaining and informative things I've seen on YouTube. Period. Across the board. He's done other retrospects on other amazing films. Um, Also, a series on The Outer Limits and Twilight Zone, two of my favorite vintage sci fi television series from back in the day. If you haven't checked out Eric McGill at The Unapologetic Geek, well, what's wrong with you, mister? Moving forward to number 6, Ron from the Corny Joke Channel. What more is there to say? A series of dad jokes, all of whom are very funny. Some of them are goldie oldies. Some of them are quite new and original material. Very similar to my series on dad jokes. But yes, he blends the old with the new. Just some great stuff. What more can I say? If you like dad jokes, and who the heck doesn't, check out Ron at the Corny Joke Channel. Moving on to number 5. Sister Sarah. Sister Sarah at My Flock is Everywhere. She's not just a YouTube creator, she's also like a cheerleader. Seriously, she helps people out. She gives them positive vibes. Uh she loves having people guest on her channel. I've taken several rain checks, and one day I will actually get on your channel. I promise you. So looking forward to it. But she posts really cool, slick, avant-garde, like mini films almost. Again, like something you'd see on um Night Flight or the old Liquid Television, that type of thing, and some excellent music videos as well. So if you haven't checked out Sarah, or as I call her, Sister Sarah, and my flock is everywhere. Please do. Number four, and this is tricky. I had to cram a whole bunch into here. Danny Staten. Now, Danny Staten, not only is he a ubiquitous YouTube uh, channel creator, he has actually created a number of channels. Not limited to the Daily Dan blog, the Fat Gummit Book Guy, My Cool Dog, the Daily Beast, Starlog, and others. You've got to check out his stuff. They range from really short posts about his really, really cool puppy dog to the search for Bigfoot and extraterrestrials to wrestling, if you folks like wrestling, to just funny Mishegas. You gotta check out Danny Staten at the Daily Dan blog or any of his other number channels. By the way, I must say before I put his card down your card, you cad. Um, my concept of the wretched recaps I borrowed shamelessly from his comic book retrospects. Um, but he approves, so what can I say? Thank you again. Number three, Wajimeen. Wajimeen is absolutely amazing. Wajimeen doesn't just do dad jokes. He does dark humor. He does surreal humor. He has a series of shorts that are absolutely phenomenal. Wajimeen is possibly one of the funniest guys on YouTube. Um, he's one of those people where he's actually funniest when he's not trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just that deadpan delivery. They're all done with really cool, slick animation. Just you got to check out Wajimeen's channel. It's well, and I always say this like you people haven't. Odds are, if you're on my channel, you know all these people. But if by some crazy twist of fate you haven't, please do. And number two, Dr. Leon at Things That Rot Your Brains. He's really, really slick. He does this whole like mad scientist thing, and he's in this sort of like mad scientist cabin in the woods type setting, and he's like the one of the perfect horror movie host, and he mixes it back and forth with this supercomputer, which you can't tell if they're friends or she's just taken over the lab and he can't get rid of her. But he does some amazing, amazing posts on not just vintage slasher horror from the 80s, of which I'm a huge fan, but modern horror films as well. Pretty much he does across the board. And he's very, very, very funny and very, very, very approachable. And again, if you haven't checked out Things That Rot Your Brains, please do so with all speed. And the number one in this list, actually, and this is amazing, this gentleman is not a YouTube creator, but he is the perfect YouTube addition. It's Keithe, my friend and mentor. This guy is absolutely amazing. He's become almost a professional moderator. Again, he's not just for me, but for many other channels as well. When I say almost professional, it's because he doesn't take money. He just does it on a volunteer basis. He gives wonderful advice. He watches with an intense detail that I what can I say? I applaud his eye for detail. I believe it's because he was in many many years ago was in professional security, so he can pick up on things other people can't. But he's absolutely amazing. Always has advice, never forces advice upon you, but always has it when it is wanted. And talk about a cheerleader. Looks like I found myself a cheerleader. He has said so many wonderful things about me. I cannot help but think that perhaps we're related. And not just me. He says wonderful things about so many other people, but it's not forced praise. He's a cross between my mother and my father, hence the related angle. My father did give praise, but it was never forced praise. If my father wasn't proud of you, he didn't say he was proud of you. I'm very proud of you, Dad. Come on. No, no. When he said he was proud, it's because there was something to be proud of. And that's Keith. He doesn't just say, "Oh yeah, great job, great job." No, no, he's like, "Oh, I love he did this. I love he did that." He's also done something absolutely amazing. He has put so many of us together. He's almost like the architect of the Fellowship Empire. He's put me together with other YouTube posters. He's put other YouTuber posters together with one another. He's creating a framework. One day we could actually create our own network. Our own network. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, number one for this list has got to be Keith E. You are the man, my man. Peace. Anyway, that's all I got for you folks today. I really got a motor, so I'm gonna take off now. But until next time, be good, be safe, be careful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again very, 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 very soon. Peace.